Good morning to all of our teachers and students. Please stand by for the live stream. Sorry about the technical difficulties we were having there, but we're all set and we'll get started here in about 2 more minutes. Please hang on tight. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. I'm Congresswoman Deb Haaland, and I'm honored to share a few words during this year's Discovery Festival. The 6th Annual Discovery Festival, hosted by Big Brothers Big Sisters, has become a wonderful tradition, providing a wide array of opportunities for New Mexico students to discover the future of STEM. New Mexico is home to many historic and consequential scientific breakthroughs, discoveries that range from revolutionizing the way we'll power the cities of the future to expanding our ability to explore the cosmos. This year, for the first time, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central New Mexico is hosting Discovery Fest virtually. I'm amazed at how many events and presentations this team has put together under such challenges this year, and I'm delighted to see that a record number of New Mexico students will join the fun and the learning of Discovery Fest. New Mexico is an amazing home for technology, and our kids are in a great position to learn more and take advantage of our state's unique and important role in the national tech space. In Congress, I support expanding STEM. Opportunities like Discovery Fest and fighting for resources for your incredible teachers, because I know how important science, technology, engineering, and math will be for our future. I want to let you all know about my annual Congressional App Challenge that invites students to come up with one-of-a-kind apps and have their app displayed at the national level. Students learn to code, manage a project, and learn more about technology. In that spirit, I'm thrilled to welcome this future generation of innovators, inventors, and explorers, and all the incredible teachers developing these bright young minds to this year's event. Our beautiful state of New Mexico, America, and frankly, our whole world's future will be counting on the creativity and innovative spirit of you young people. So I want to encourage all the future physicists, researchers, biologists, and engineers watching right now to keep reaching for the stars. Learn all you can, and most of all, have fun at this year's Discovery Fest. Thank you.
Great. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the live stream. Thank you so much, Congresswoman Haaland, for your words of support for Big Brothers Big Sisters. My name is Will Toppy, and I'm the advancement coordinator for Big Brothers Big Sisters, and I am so happy that you are all here to watch and participate in this live stream. I'm going to very briefly talk about what this festival has been in the past and what we're looking like this year in 2020. So last year, Discovery Festival is normally a one-day event at the Albuquerque Convention Center. We had about 3,000 students from all across central New Mexico and 50+ exhibitors from various areas of STEAM. STEAM, as we all know, is science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. And these are all hands-on, fun, dynamic exhibits that the kids and the exhibitors absolutely love. However, this year, as we all know, unfortunately, very unfortunately, we find ourselves in the midst of a COVID-19 pandemic. And so in light of that, we decided to move our event totally virtually and totally online, and have scheduled a series of live streams throughout the month of November. So instead of a one-day event, we're doing a 3.5-week-long event all throughout November to bring to you in the comfort of your home as we're all on lockdown here in New Mexico, these incredible STEAM companies and STEAM organizations to show you several things. The first of which is that you don't have to leave New Mexico to learn STEAM. Okay, that's a big misconception. That's our mission in Discovery Festival is to show that you can stay here inside the state to learn STEAM. And secondly, is that you don't have to leave the state to work in STEAM. We have lots of amazing opportunities to work in these incredible fields of STEAM. And so speaking of these amazing companies, I do want to give a quick shout out here to some of our sponsors for this festival. Without these folks, what you're seeing here on the live stream would absolutely not be possible. So thank you so much, Honeywell. They're our Da Vinci presenting sponsor. Honeywell was on this morning to talk about solar energy. If you missed that, you can check that out on our website, discoveryfestnm.org. Thank you so much, Honeywell, for your sponsorship and partnership over the years. To our Curie sponsor, Fidelity Investments. Fidelity is also a fantastic community sponsor of ours for many years. They have a great booth at Discovery Festival year to year. And again, if you missed out on their presentations, you can check that out on our website, discoveryfestnm.org, for those recordings. To our ride sponsors, Aztec Machine and Repair, based out of beautiful Bloomfield, New Mexico. Thank you so much, Aztec. To Air Force Research Laboratories, AFRL. They're coming on today at 1, okay? So if you're watching this, you weren't aware of that, go check it out. Today at 1 p.m., Air Force Research Laboratories is coming on to talk about satellites and how you can build a satellite model at home. Very cool. AFRL is a hit every single year. I think they're one of our fan favorites, our reigning fan favorites for years to come, and this year will not disappoint. To our Newton sponsors, the Defense Threat Reduction Agency, also known as DTRA. Again, they're coming on Thursday for our middle school students. So if you're in middle school, please check out the DTRA's live stream. It should be amazing. They're doing a really neat interactive component on theirs where they're going to ask you questions. You can ask them questions in this kind of very cool system. So please, if you're in middle school, be sure to check that out on Thursday. To Kirtland Air Force Base, to Micronet Solutions, Sandia National Laboratories, and Presbyterian Hospitals, thank you all so much, especially to all our heroes at Presbyterian who, of course, are working right now to keep us safe from the coronavirus pandemic. So thank you all to our sponsors. And again, I can't emphasize enough how much this would not be possible without their support and advocacy. So I think that's all of my announcements, or two more announcements, sorry. If anything happens to the stream, I don't think it will. We haven't had any problems with it, but in case the stream goes down, if there's an outage or whatever, come right back to this YouTube page, BBBS CNM. This is our YouTube page, and we'll have the stream back up and running very shortly. Please, if you haven't already used the chat function on YouTube, let us know where you're watching from, what school you're watching from, and if you have any questions at all at any point during this presentation, please type them inside that chat, and they will be asked live on the program. Very excited about that. I see it's already being used. A big shout out to Aspen 6th grade, who is excited and ready. Hey, Aspen, thanks so much for being here to watch this presentation. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce briefly our special guest for today, and we'll dive right into their presentation. So I'd like to introduce Karen Grandinetti. And Karen is, let's see, I have it written down here. It's from the CNM School of Applied Technologies. Karen, do we have you on?
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to tell you all about the CNM School of Applied Technologies today.
Awesome. We're happy to have you, Karen. Thanks so much for being here. And I think, Karen, I always say this, I think every time we do these streams, I really talk for way too much in the beginning of these. I need to work on that. But, I think without further ado, I'm going to kick over the presentation that we have. And at the end, again, students, if you're watching, again, any questions at all, any comments, anything like that, please type it inside that YouTube chat. We'll be sure to answer it on the stream. Does that sound good to you, Karen?
Stick around and I'll answer all questions. No question is not allowed.
Perfect. That sounds great. Okay, then without further ado, let's jump right into the presentation.
You know so much about CT.
Oops, excuse me there.
Hi, everyone. My name is Karen Grandinetti. I'm with the CNM School of Applied Technologies. We're glad to be here today to join you in the Discovery Festival. Today, we're going to talk about this and what we do and what exactly is it. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to everyone, and then we're going to have some fun, and we'll save time at the end to answer all your questions. So Sharon, why don't you introduce yourself first?
Sure. Interim Associate Dean.
So Sharon, why don't you introduce yourself first?
Sure. Good morning. My name is Sharon Gordon Moffett, and I am an interim associate dean within the School of Applied Technologies at CNM. I've been with the college for about 17 years. So thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Sharon. All right, Diana, why don't you introduce yourself?
Good morning and welcome. My name is Diana Lucero. I am the director of the truck driving program here at CNM. I'm also the chair of three other programs: aviation maintenance, the diesel tech program, and the auto tech program. I've been at CNM for 8 years, and I've been in the industry of transportation for over 30 years.
Wow, that's a lot of time, Diana. Thank you. Joe, and let's say hi to Joe now.
Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Joe Schaub. I'm an interim associate dean for the School of Applied Technologies. I'm also the president of the New Mexico Association for Career and Technical Education. Thank you for being here.
With that said, Joe, that you know so much about CTE, we're going to be talking about that during the presentation. So I'm going to go ahead, everyone, and get our presentation started. Just going to share a screen with you. And like I said before, we'll take all questions at the very, very end, but please feel free to put them in chat and we'll get to them as soon as we can. Thanks. Let's get this shared. All right, so we have a great presentation for you today. We're going to talk about everything we do at the School of Applied Technologies. Okay, a little bit about us. Well, we're having a little technical trouble, sorry. Okay, we were founded in 1964. We were one of the original schools at CNM. It used to be called TVI a long time ago. We've evolved since the start of TVI. Right now, our school focuses on real life skills. We have fully equipped facilities with industry simulated labs, meaning that when you come in, you get to learn a little bit and then you get to practice what you do. We have the lowest tuition, one of the lowest tuitions in the nation of $56 per credit hour for New Mexico residents. And you can earn a certificate in as little as 2 terms. You can earn an associate's degree in less than 2 years in many cases. Some people take longer, some people take, just their 2 years or less if it's a certificate, but it's certainly not a long time to do great things with your career. All right, Joe, why don't you take it from here?
Okay, so when we say CTE, CTE stands for Career Technical Education. What is Career Technical Education? Career Technical Education programs prepare students with technical, academic, and employability skills for success in the workplace and further education. What that means is, unlike programs like arts and science classes, we're going to teach you how to get the skills you need to do specific jobs. Mostly they're hands-on jobs that you go into the field and you perform a service or you take care of a task. Career technical education. Why would you want to do career technical education? Number one, the programs are very affordable and fast. I like to think of it as, with career technical, we meet the student where the student is. It's a different pathway for every student. Some students might do a short certificate and then go to work and come back and do a degree, or some students might want from the very beginning say, hey, I'm going to get a degree and then go into the program. But, basically what it is it's going to be doing a program with keeping an eye on where you want to work and a job that you want to do. One thing that I love about career technical education is they're very much hands-on jobs. A lot of times students have, a desire to do something that's exciting and to do something different every day. And with career technical education, you're going to be working with machinery or computers or with different processes, and you'll be doing something every day. It's not going to be work that is the same type of task every single day. We have an incredible need for workers in career technical education. You can get a certificate or a degree and go to work almost immediately. And they're good, high-paying jobs. And when you go to in career technical education, the people that you're going to be learning from are people that have been in the field. So they're really exciting to listen to and to learn from. And it's not one size fits all. It's really going to be something about like, hey, what are you interested in? How can we help you get to where you want to go with career technical education? Okay. Next.
All right. So we're going to go over, sorry, my slide keeps skipping one slide for some reason. We have two main locations that we operate from. We have our main campus, and then we have something called the Advanced Technology Center. And we call that ATC for short. So what we'd like to do right now is go over all the programs that are in one location at a time. So we're going to start with the Advanced Technology Center. So at the Advanced Technology Center, we have our Architectural Engineering Drafting Technology program, Aviation Maintenance Technology, Construction Management, our Film Technician Technology program, Geographic Information Technology, Pre-Architecture, Surveying, Truck Driving, and what you guys know as drones, we call it Unmanned Aircraft Systems. So we're going to have mostly during this part of the presentation, two of my colleagues will talk to you about these particular programs.
Thanks, Karen. I'll go ahead and get started and then I'll share with Diana. At the Advanced Technology Center, a wonderful campus for applied technology programs, we do offer many programs within what we call the design cluster in applied technologies. The first one, we'll talk a little bit about construction management. This is a booming area. Once you complete this program, you can move on for a four-year degree, but at CNM you can have certificates or an associate's or move on for a bachelor's degree. Lots of jobs available, as you see on the screen, where entry-level construction managers can make a good income. Some of the jobs you might be doing would be like a site engineer or a cost estimator or a project manager. So construction management is one of the programs that we offer here at the Advanced Technology Center. We can go into the next one, Karen. Film technology. This is a great program. Slowed down right now because of COVID, but there is a high demand. We work directly with the local film union. Jobs are available almost immediately upon graduation. You can do certificates. You can move on to an associate's degree. Once you complete this program at CNM, you can begin a career immediately as a crew member, working on motion pictures, television, and visual productions. You'll get to learn what it would be like to be a production assistant while you're developing film crew skills, such as using the camera, grip, and electric. Aviation maintenance technology. Once again, another great program here at the ATC. We have a fantastic state-of-the-art lab for our students. You can receive a certificate or a degree. These programs are part of the FAA approved programs. And when you leave this program, you can be an FAA certified airframe and our power plant technician. Aviation is booming in New Mexico, so aviation maintenance technology is just another state-of-the-art program we have here at the ATC.
What you're going to see on this slide is we have a Skills USA national competition that a lot of our students have been fortunate enough to be a part of and have gotten to the Skills USA competition held each year. And it's an honor to be a part of Skills USA.
I'll jump in and add to that, Karen. A few years ago, I was fortunate to work with the aviation program, and a student named Lexi. She completed the program. She went to nationals. She placed 4th in the nation, and she was recruited, and now she works for Virgin Galactic with a great job.
Yeah, I saw that on the news. I was so impressed that this student came right out of that program as well. So Lexi is amazing. So people do go very far leaving all of our programs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So architectural engineering drafting technology, we call this ARDR for short. Once again, you can earn degrees or certificates. You can then move on if you want to for a 4-year college degree. Once you complete this program with your ARDR, you are able to do jobs such as planning and designing houses or factories. You can work up towards being an architect or an architect engineer. Architectural drafting technicians will work with construction, commercial construction, all kinds of opportunities in this field, and it continues to grow as well. Pre-architecture, you can get a degree in, we're bouncing just a little bit. Both of these programs use a lot of CAD, computer-aided design, and right now there's a lot of opportunity to grow with additional software such as Revit that will allow you to do modeling. A lot of computer-aided design jobs out there right now in both ARDR, our architectural drafting, and our pre-architecture programs. And you can make a lot of money if you go on to be an architect. There's a high demand for it, especially in New Mexico.
This is Trevor. He was my student employee for the last 1.5 years, and he's just moved on, but he's a pre-architecture student. And he tried some other things first. So know that you can do that, but he found his passion in architecture and he'll be graduating really soon. We're really proud of him. Okay, surveying, Sharon.
Surveying technology. This one, you can earn a certificate, a couple of different certificates, and then you can go on if you choose to earn a bachelor's. This job will involve collecting data, and you work to make maps of the Earth's different surfaces. You've probably seen this type of setup out around town, but surveying technology, once again, jobs are available. You analyze data to determine location and boundaries. You are able to determine distances, directions, and angles between points. So that's kind of surveying technology in a nutshell. Surveying technology works a lot with our, what we call unmanned aircraft systems, UAS. Otherwise, as Karen said earlier, it's known as drones, unmanned aircraft systems. This is a growing area. You can earn one of 2 certificates within this program at CNM. And you can imagine the job opportunities. You can work with military, you can work with police departments, you can work in real estate, land development opportunities. The UAS program gives you strategic skills to learn about things like commercial aviation. Another great program at the ATC.
And the one thing I always tell new students that are interested in it, if you're good with a video controller, you'll probably be good at flying a drone because you understand the joystick and how to move your hands around to control it. If you're really good at that in gaming, take your skills and bring it over to be a UAS operator. You'll make a lot of money and you're going to enjoy what you do. And having the passion is probably the most important thing that you can do in anything you choose to do. Okay, we're going to head on as soon as my slide moves. There we go. Diana, you're going to take this one.
CNM has had a truck driving program since the mid-'80s. And we started out with just a couple trucks. I believe they had 2. We now have 13 trucks in our fleet. We have 12 instructors for this program. Normally, when not in a pandemic, we have upwards into 72 students each term. This is a one-term program that students can get into. Truck driving or in the industry right now, we are roughly 56,000 drivers short in the industry. Remember, there is nothing on your tables in your house except for the air that you breathe that did not get delivered by some form of truck. This is an industry that is open to anybody. Size doesn't matter, gender doesn't matter, and strength doesn't matter. This is open to everybody. The industry can lead you to many different facets, from starting out as a driver to getting into operations, management, safety. Beginning your career as a driver is just that, a beginning.
Well, we're going to have a treat for you later. We have some videos that we're going to show you of being in a truck and looking under the engine. And we're just going to hold tight for a little bit to do that until we get through the rest of our programs. And then we're going to come right back to it. All right, let's see. So that pretty much completed everything that we have over at the Advanced Technology Center. So I do want you to remember the Advanced Technology Center is on Alameda, and it's really centrally located. So to all students in the Albuquerque area. So it's real easy to get to. It's a great facility. And if you are going to be able to join us College Day, we should have a tour of the facility itself. Or if you're interested, we can help you out there. Maybe not during COVID, but after we're all allowed back. All right, so the programs available at our main campus are a little bit different. They don't concentrate in the design cluster or transportation that Diana and Sharon shared with us. We're going to look more now at what the skilled trades are and what is in our manufacturing cluster. And Joe and I are going to go over most of that with you right now. All right, so we have electrical trades, carpentry and construction, automotive technology, diesel equipment, HVAC, which is heating, ventilating, air conditioning, and refrigeration, plumbing and gas fitting, welding, machine tool technology, as well as rapid prototyping. And rapid prototyping is actually held, some classes are held on main campus, but it has been held downtown at Fuse Makerspace in the past. All right, I'll start with electrical trades. There's several certificates that you can get, as well as degrees. And there's 2 different concentrations and degrees that I'll go into in just a minute. You start with the residential wiring. You can get a certificate of completion. You go on to get your electrical trade certificate of completion. You'll do more commercial in that area. So start with residential, go into commercial. And then you can do different certificates, programmable logic controls, or we call them PLCs, or you can do photovoltaic. We call it PV, but there's something else that most people know this as. Well, we could take a guess, but since I don't have you right here to say things, it's solar. So if you have interest in solar panels or getting energy from solar, you're going to want to look into this. It's a really high-paying, high-interest field right now, and it's just growing very rapidly. And the other thing we have, so when you could get your associate's degree, so the two concentrations would be PV, which I just said was solar, or the PLCs, the programmable logic controls. So you're actually programming the systems when you look into the PLCs. Carpentry and construction. So there's a few different routes you could go with carpentry and construction. We have a certificate of completion just in carpentry. Joe, that one's 2 terms, correct? Joe? Yes, so he's got himself muted. So that's 2 terms. So
yes, that's correct.
It's not a long time to get a certificate in that program. So if you're a person that doesn't want to be in school a long time, it's a great place to start and gain some skills, go out into the workforce and come back. We don't recommend that you come back and forth. We would love for you to stay and complete everything. We understand that sometimes that you're going to have to. So good place to start. Construction technology is another area to gain an associate's degree. And the other part of carpentry would look at is architectural woodworking. So you see those pretty carved benches around town. I like to see them in Old Town. I've seen a lot of them out, and even just, imagine who took the time to carve that pretty bench and how did they do that. So a lot of that you would find in architectural woodworking. And then we have, of course, our architectural woodworking concentration in our degree program. Okay, diesel. Diana, you want to take this one?
Certainly. Well, if you're driving a truck and you break down on the road, somebody's going to need to fix that. And that's where your diesel pets come into play. This is, with the new technologies, we've got auto ship diesels now. And as you know, that they're trying to create trucks that aren't going to need anybody to drive in. Just drive down the road and you're just kind of sitting there. This technology is in a constant change and a constant need of technicians to join in and learn these technologies. You'll be in high demand, and the program is a certificate, but you can also get your associate in transportation technology. With this, it is a high demand job. And if you like to tinker, you don't mind getting your hands dirty, this might be the absolute career path for you to take.
And
Thanks, Diana.
can I add something to that,
Sure.
Karen? And as we go through these slides, if you notice, these might be jobs or careers that you've never considered before. You may have not even, really thought when you see a truck going down the road, hey, who fixes the engines, or how does that truck keep running? And so all of these programs, if you imagine what you see in the community, they're really needed skills. And as I'm watching these slides, the beautiful slide presentation, there's a lot of women in these slides. And one thing about our program is women do very well in these programs, and we love to have women in these programs. If you're a girl and you have a desire to do a non-traditional job, consider these, because women are really good at these type of jobs because they're so careful and they're a little bit more methodical than boys in their way of thinking. One thing too that's really interesting is when we do these jobs, a lot of times students, when we're on campus, will come through and say, hey, like the engine in the picture, I don't know anything about mechanics, or I don't know how to work on a mechanic. On an engine, I can't do that job. The thing is, you don't really have to know anything about it when you start. If you love cars or you like working on stuff, that's going to be helpful to you, but we'll teach you all of the skills you need to be successful in that program, whatever we're looking at next, okay?
The one thing I'm going to add to that one, Joe, what you just said is the one thing that I always see, and if I was a young person, and I'd like to work with my hands and not be, sitting behind a desk all day. Those are the things that it would intrigue me as a young person to go into careers in career technical education. It's just that you're not necessarily going to be in an office all day, as you can see in all the pictures. So keep that in mind as we keep going now. Let's see what's next. Automotive, who wants to handle that one?
I'll take that one. I'll do that one.
Cool.
And Diana, you can jump in as well. So automotive is wonderful. On the main campus where we teach automotive, we have a lot of cars. In one of those slides, we saw the Batmobile visiting. A lot of times, the type of student that does really well in automotive are the students who really like to work on cars and, just have that passion to want to do some type of automotive. What students don't realize is there's a lot of different components of working on cars. When you take our program, you learn a lot about every part of it, what the electrical in a car and transmissions, and maybe a little bit of hybrid, a little bit about electricity, and what makes a car run well. And when you graduate from this program, you can go work as a mechanic in either a private shop or at a dealership fixing cars. Diana, do you have something you'd like to add?
Certainly, and as also in the diesel tech program, cars are becoming more electrical, and Joe mentioned that. So these new aspects of cars, it used to be you could just get in there, change your oil, and maybe spark plugs, whatever. It's so technical now that the average Joe cannot, no offense, Joe, the average Joe can't work on their own car. And these technicians are in high demand. With anything from Tesla's coming out, that's a vehicle you're probably not going to want to work on yourself. It's going to have to go to a shop. So your automotive technology certificate, and again, you can get the automotive 2-year degree in this as well. So you like to tinker and you don't mind getting your hands dirty, this might just be the place for you to go to.
And not only that, the newer cars, everything's cleaner and cleaner, and self-contained. So it's not as dirty as a job as it used to be either.
That's true.
All right, let's see what's next. HVAC. Okay. Joe, why don't you help me out with this one? Joe knows a lot about HVAC.
Okay, so HVAC stands for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning and refrigeration. A lot of people might not know what HVAC is, or heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. But if you think about your home or an office or a library or your school, these HVAC technicians are the ones that keep our homes cool in the summer and warm in the winter. And also, it's kind of mind-blowing if you go to a grocery store or a restaurant and think about where they get ice and how they keep their food cold, or if you go to a grocery store, take the time to look at all of the refrigeration units in a grocery store. Unless you look for them, you might not have ever realized that there are so many refrigeration units in a grocery store that keep food cold. HVAC technicians are the ones that make all of that possible. They're the ones that keep bringing heat and air conditioning into our homes and in businesses.
I'm going to jump in on that one because
I'm sorry.
I'm going to jump into that because they're like superheroes to me. If you've ever been on a real hot day in New Mexico and it's 95 degrees out and your air conditioning or swamp cooler, evaporative cooler goes down and that HVAC person comes to your house and repairs it, and there's nothing like the feeling of knowing that you've helped somebody to cool or heat their house if there's an emergency. And in the same respect, they also work on commercial buildings like hospitals, so that you have to know if water is going through pipes or gases so that you don't hurt anybody by knowing your piping systems. So these are two things that I think of with HVAC.
And right now, we simply, this industry is an industry that just really needs a lot of workers. We have, at CNM, we have a lot of companies that come to us very often and say, hey, we need workers, qualified workers. Can we meet some of your students so we can hire them? We would love to have more people to be able to send into the industry. So if I'm working with HVAC units or heating and cooling is something that you might enjoy, reach out to somebody and look at it a little bit further. But great industry.
All right, plumbing and gas fitting. So when I was saying about the plumbing and gas fitting, I was talking about pipes. Kind of HVAC and plumbing and gas fitting can work hand in hand. So you can earn, it's a different program than the HVAC. These are the pipes that run through your house, and that you can earn an associate degree or a certificate of completion. And this is a full year program. So it would take a year in this program. This would help any running waters and gases that come through your homes.
And it's not one size fits all. Like when you think about plumbing, it can be a part of plumbing. Like there's specialty parts that you might want to do a part of plumbing. You might want to do HVAC, or you might want to put them together and do both programs. And that's called like a mechanical engineer or mechanical technician. Okay, next we have welding. Okay, so welding at CNM is one of the most popular programs that we have at main campus. When you are a welder, you will learn different processes of how to weld. You can either earn a certificate or a degree or both. In welding, like the other trades, is in high demand. We've had students that have graduated from the welding program and have earned up to $100 an hour. That's not a normal wage, but that's kind of on the top end of the wage. But for a general welder, when you graduate and you go to work, you're probably going to be earning right around $20 an hour to start.
I would say, mostly everything we've showed you, you're going to earn about $17 an hour or higher in anything that you're seeing here. The programs that we run, if you graduate and you have all the necessary skills and your certificate or degree, you're going to be looking at upwards of $17 an hour or more in anything that you're seeing.
Okay, so machine tool technology, this one's really interesting. There is a kind of student that really likes this program, and the kind of students that usually like this programs are the students who like to do very meticulous, careful work. As a machinist, you're going to be working on projects that have to be almost perfect in nature, you know, very measured and very careful work. You're going to be working with lathes in mills and computer numerical machines to make metal parts in molds and you know, whatever else other small projects are needed. One thing about machine tool, an interesting fact is machinists rightfully believe that everything that we produce starts in a machine shop. What does that mean? Like if you look down at your cell phone, before they made cell phones, somebody had to make a mold and had to make a prototype of that cell phone. And that was probably done in a machine tool shop. So if you like careful, exact work, you might look at a machine tool job.
Joe, I'm going to put you on the spot. How many different machines are in the machine or our lab?
Oh my gosh, that's a really good point, Karen. It is, you know, right now we can't host you and bring you to campus because of COVID and all, but all of these labs are huge. In the machine tool lab, off the top of my head, I would say there's probably upwards of 60 or 70 different types of machines that students train on. And that's kind of what separates us from regular school, you know, like a regular arts and science class. When you go into an arts and science class, you walk in and what do you need? Do you need a book or you need something to write on? And the instructor or the teacher gives a lecture and you write down notes, whatever. With all of these classes, what you do is you learn how to do the trade or you learn how to do have the necessary skills. And then you go out and you get on a machine and you train on the machine and you practice what you just learned. So to do that, we have in this program probably upwards of 60 or 70 different types of machines and, you know, very hands-on and very, you know, you'll be learning how to use all the different types of machines.
Yeah, I was amazed the other day. I saw a video on how to make a spring that just coils up, and the little spring that goes in your pen, that all comes from a machine in a machine shop. It's real interesting. All righty. Go on. Okay, rapid prototyping. Joe?
Okay, so with rapid prototyping, how could I explain rapid prototyping? If you've ever been to like a maker space, or if you've ever seen rapid prototyping, mostly uses 3D printers and different types of machines, but it's manufacturing. And again, you know, think of like a maker space where people have projects they like to make. Rapid prototyping is, you know, that type of program. One interesting note about rapid prototyping is the skills that are learned in rapid prototyping go very well with a lot of the other industries, like with 3D printing. Our film program uses 3D printers to make props, or in the rapid prototyping, we have silk screening and we have different machine tools. It's just kind of a conglomerate of different machines for needed in the rapid prototyping labs. Okay.
All right. What we also have is a success team, and I'm not going to go over too much of this, but know that there's people that can help you do anything. If you have questions on what it's like to balance any work or homework and how, you know, you're going to get things done, people can help you do that. If you have financial problems, if you wanted to work on your schedule for the next term, we have people that can sit down and help you with that. So that you never need to be scared when you come into our school because there's always somebody that cares that can help you out with your next step or what's going on in your life. So life can get complicated, but we want to make sure that you could have an easy time going through school. Okay. The way to contact us, we have some information. I'm going to leave it here for a minute. And then I'm going to do one more presentation. I think you guys are going to enjoy this one. Actually, first we're going to show our truck driving videos if they work. If they don't work, we'll go into one other presentation. So I'm going to stop sharing for a second. Everybody hopefully will be able to get our information if you need us. Wait one more second. And then we're going to turn something else on here and give it a whirl. Okay, we're a little slow. All right. And if you just give me a minute. Okay. We're going to see if we can get those truck driving videos I promised you to work. And we're still loading. Sorry, guys. Got a lot going on in my computer right now. All right, I'm going to share. Hopefully they're going to run. Okay. So Diana did some videos for us, and let's see if they run today. So the first one, are you ready to hit the road? Let's see if it runs. Might take a minute to load. Looks like it's working. Let's see. We love technology. Sometimes it wants to be a little slow on us. And if they don't work for anything, we'll send out the links so that you guys can see them later. They're on YouTube right now. I'm gonna give it one. There we go.
Welcome to CNM's truck driving program. We are in one of our semis now, and we're getting ready to hit the road. And you're going to get it's a short experience. What it looks like behind the windshield and driving down the road.
Okay, we're having some technical difficulty. So unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to watch the videos right now. Sorry about that, guys. Doesn't want to work for some reason. I'm going to give it one more second here. Okay, it just seems not to want to run for us. All right. All right, I am going to stop sharing that at this point. And now it wants to run on my computer. Sorry about that. And what we're going to do is in a minute, because now I'm frozen a little bit, we're going to hopefully watch another presentation.
Okay. Hey everyone, glad you're here. I wanted to jump in. It was at this point in the presentation we had some technical issues, but not to worry. All those videos, just so you don't miss out on them, we're going to make them all available on our website, discoveryfestnm.org, and you can go right to the CNM presentation there, and we'll post all the videos inside that channel. So don't worry. Those videos will be there so you can watch and see these awesome videos that Karen wanted to share with us. But in the meantime, I want to welcome back to the live stream Karen Grandinetti from the CNM School of Applied Technologies. Karen, do we have you there?
There I am. Thanks,
Awesome.
Will.
Welcome back to the live stream.
Thank you.
I thought that was awesome. We got some questions that came in. So if it's okay with you, I'm just going to start rapid firing them at you.
Sure, absolutely. Let's see how I can answer them.
Okay, awesome. And so I'm reading these in the order they came in, so it might be kind of jumping around a little bit here. But so first of which, one student is wondering, what's the difference between a certificate and a degree?
You know, when we were talking about that, I was thinking, boy, you guys may not know that. So a certificate's a lot shorter of a program. A certificate can be a minimum of 2 terms, which is normally, we run in 3 terms at CNM. So there's only 3 times a year, spring, summer, and fall, that you could come. So if you're taking 2 terms, you'd be taking, say you started in fall, you'd do the fall term, and you would do the spring term, and you might be done by then. So it could be about 2/3 of the year. So in 2/3 or 6 to 9 months, you can be completed and you can start working if you'd like. If you stay on for a degree programs can run from 1 year to 2 year. Most are 2-year degree programs. So you would expect to be or prepare to be in school for 2 years. And a lot of people start and stop, and that's kind of a problem if you have to do that. We don't run everything all year long. So if you are a term 1 student, okay, you just started, say, automotive, and you have to take 3 terms, but something happened in term 2, your class may not be available until the following fall. So it's important. That's why we want you to stay on track.
Yeah, you might end up waiting kind of for a big chunk of time there. And so if I understand correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, but so you're saying that certificates are a shorter amount of time than the full degree programs.
Yeah, and what's kind of cool is you can stack your certificates up, which would give you enough skills to get out there and work if you had to. The nice thing about staying on and getting your degree, of course, is you could go on to a 4-year school, obtain skills, and if you needed to work, you would have skills to be making money to pay for the rest of your school. And a lot of people do that. Depending on the program, we have some programs that run in the evening so people can work during the day. But definitely, if you're considering one of our programs and that you had to do that, make sure you know that it runs off of your work hours so that you don't conflict them.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's super helpful, I think. And so one student wants to know, you're talking about construction management. Is it hard to do construction management?
No, it's not. You know what's interesting about construction management? So if you want to be an estimator, you want to be out in the field, estimators they take all the material costs of building, say a big building, all right? And you'd have to learn how to use all the different products. The one strange thing is the construction management's evolving so much because of technology. Um, different companies use different products. So by the time you learn one software, another, and you go out to work, that company may say, well, we use this software. And you do have to come back to school a lot to keep on top of all the changing technology. So if you do want to go to construction management, I would say be prepared to come back to school quite a bit. It's a lifelong learning situation for you.
Interesting. Okay. And this is kind of a neat one. So there's been a lot of talk about spaceships and things like that at this Discovery Festival, which is awesome being in New Mexico. And so this student would like to know, do aviation maintenance techs work on spaceships?
Okay. not spaceships, unfortunately. So they're going to work on aircraft. So you're going to work on planes. You start off single engine type of planes. We do have a helicopter, which is pretty cool too. Lexi went on from our program to work on spacecraft for Virgin Atlantic. So it's a place you can start. You get your A&P, that is aircraft, okay? You're gonna work on the engine and you're gonna work on the outside of the plane. So power plant is your engine, all right? That's your P, and A is the aircraft frame. So you're gonna be working on both. That's where they get the A and the P. But knowing what you know from there and taking it to the next level, that's what she did. And that's how you get to work and keep going to work with a Virgin Atlantic or NASA and work on spacecraft. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just great, the different tie-ins. Of course, we had David Ortiz from the Aviation maintenance program on last week, and then we had Virgin Galactic on last week, and so there's these
Oh,
these great
cool.
kind of tie-ins between all the different presentations. So the kids have gotten pretty excited about.
Yeah, and David's amazing, and he works with two other instructors, and they will take you all the way to the point where you can take that next step, maybe go on for your bachelor's degree, stay in aviation, or go the other route and into space and beyond. Who knows what's going to be in the future, right?
Yeah, that's so great. And then this is a good question. I think maybe a lot of our students want to know is what if I'm not sure I know what I want to be when I grow up yet?
Well, I'd say things that you want to do is build the skills, and that's what career technical education is. So everything we do, you're building skills, you're working with your hands. You can take your skills, right, and transition them into different careers. So what I suggest is dual credit. If you're a person that doesn't know what they want, try our introductory programs. We have one in applied technologies. We call it AT1005. It's an online class. You could take it for dual credit and you could be online, and it goes over all of these things that we talked about today and all the different what we call cluster areas, the transportation and design and manufacturing and skilled trades. And then you can maybe say, well, I really did like that automotive. Let me really go into automotive area. And it's not that hard. And what's nice is the affordability of CNM. When you're taking dual credit, it's paid for most likely by your school system. It depends what school system you're in, but it may not cost you anything to figure out what you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wanted to give a shout out too. We've had, I know Alexis Argumedo from the dual credits over at CNM. We're having her on again here. If you take a look at our schedule on discoveryfestnm.org, students and teachers, you can find that schedule. I'm trying to pull it up quickly here to give a shout out, but yeah, we've been bringing her on to talk about the dual credit, and it's an amazing thing that you can get started now, right? I mean, she was mentioning goes down as early as sophomore. So if you're a sophomore in high school and you want to get a jump start in your college career, this is a great way to do that. So just to back up what Karen's saying, please take a look at that. That's great.
You might want to take your math, your English, but also take an intro class, because you can figure out, you can eliminate something if you find like, oh no, I didn't like that at all, but you're not really paying for it at that time. So it's a good way to experiment.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. We have a couple of questions that came in. I'm trying to sort through them because we are running out of time. And don't forget, if you have any follow-up questions, Karen did put her contact info on that slide, so you can always go back and take a look. Let's see here. Do plumbers make good money? This is a good one.
Oh yeah. So we call them baby boomers. So people that are in their mid 60s right now are all retiring, right? And the majority of plumbers were older people. And now the industry's changed, and
Oh, we may have Karen froze there. Let's see. Do I have you, Karen?
I'm here. Can
Okay,
you
good. Yeah,
So
you froze for a minute there. You were just talking about baby boomers.
Okay, so baby boomers are all retiring, and it's opening up the industry to young people now to use all the newer technologies. It's a great industry. You're going to make a lot of money going mid 50s to start, 50,000 and above. It is pretty much where you're going to be. So yes.
Mhm. Yeah, it's awesome, and like you said, there's a lot of availability right now as well. So is CNM all online right now during the pandemic?
Okay, great question. So we have some of our lab classes are actually running at 25% capacity to normal. So
Mhm.
in the School of Applied Technologies, I'm going to just speak for what we call AT. We are running in-person classes. Even with the new shutdown, our classes are still running. So we haven't had any incidents. We have a lot of safety procedures in place. So if you're getting ready to start, please know that we do social distancing and practice. Everybody wears masks, and it's been working out really well. Not a problem.
Awesome. That's great to hear. Yeah, that got to get the hands-on work for this kind of stuff, right? And
Absolutely.
so kind of in that same vein, a question just came in asking, what is the highest paying trade? That might be a tough one, huh?
That's really tough. Welders, I'd say, make
Mm,
fantastic money, but I'm going to be quite honest with you. So when I told you capacity is real low right now, right? So for our students to start in the program, if you want to go into welding and registration opens, you really need to make sure you register pretty quickly on the first day or two, or you're probably not going to get one of those seats just because we're so limited in how many people can be in the labs right now. A lot of people will start in a different area or take all their core classes first. And then, I'm sure everything is going to loosen up in many months from now, and then our classes will get bigger again. But if you're in the situation where you're starting in January um, with us, I would say, you'd want to register immediately. And the success team that I talked about, I can get you in touch with. The success team is our school advisors and our achievement coach, and I can get you in touch with them to make sure you have the correct dates. I can get that for you as well.
yeah, yeah. Students, again, please take advantage of Karen dropping her email in there. If you have any questions at all, I know she would love to speak with you directly, send over those links, anything like that. Karen is here to help make sure that you succeed. That's what this event is entirely about. So please take advantage of that. We'll take two more questions and then we'll wrap it up for today. So this is a good one that I was thinking about too earlier. So this student wants to know, what does applied technologies mean?
Well, you're applying knowledge, technology together. So you're using your hands, you are being physical in some cases. So it's a merging of different things. I like to think of like cogs, the cogs, like they have these little gears, right? And they work together. So I think that you're taking a little of your technology, you're taking a little bit of your skills and putting them both together. And that's where we get applied technologies from.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
And this is a really cool thing that you spoke about earlier, but I just so that way the students and teachers maybe are more aware of it. Could you talk about just for a moment what Fuse Makerspace is?
Yes. Okay. So, with we talked a little bit about manufacturing, right? So, a lot of the things you have to do in the machine tool technology program and welding and rapid prototyping have kind of merged. Um, Welding and machine tool use subtractive manufacture. That means you take like a big piece of metal and you're taking things away from it. Well, rapid prototyping uses different um, substrates, or like we use plastics and
Mm,
different materials. But you're not taking things away, you're building things up. So you're building up to get what you need. The Fuse Makerspace has tons of tools in it that you'd find in a machine shop, it has like 3D printing and silk screening, and you're actually adding material to make things. I mean, it's a little bit complicated, but when you see it in person, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. The fuse maker space is open, I think, to memberships right now. It runs through what we call CNM Ingenuity, which is another part of our college. Have you had Ingenuity on yet, Will?
No, but that's somebody that we've been trying to connect with them for a while, because Fuse is amazing. I mean, just to back up what you're saying, I have some friends who work in the small business community, and they're able to do things like screen printing at Fuse. They're able to build jewelry pieces at Fuse. They're able to do 3D printing at Fuse. I mean, just this incredible wide array. And what's great about it for folks, as Ms. Karen's talking about, you can get a membership to Fuse, is that you don't have to go buy this huge expensive machine to go create,
Right.
a piece of jewelry. You can get your membership, a couple bucks a month, and then do it there at Fuse. It's amazing. I think it's
There
so
was
cool.
a company out of Fuse that made guitars, wooden guitars.
Wow.
And
Yeah, I've seen guitars. I've seen somebody making snowboards.
oh,
They had
skateboards.
skateboards and
Yep.
snowboards. It's really amazing. Fuse is
Yeah. So
so
the
cool.
thing is, it's non-credit, meaning that it's not going to give you a certificate or anything, but you'll build skills. If you want a certificate, it's part of our certificate program, is the program that runs through Applied Technologies, not Ingenuity. So it's got a classroom space there, and what you do is you get a free membership if you take our class, and then you can use all the tools that are there during class time.
Awesome.
That's the difference.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's such a really, really, really neat space. So it's cool to see the tie in there between that and then Applied Technologies. So okay, great questions for now. But of course, please, if you have continuing questions on this saved video, just swipe back and you'll be able to see all of Karen's contact info there. And of course, like I said, when we came back on, is that all the videos, there that at the end, we're going to make those available on our website, discoveryfestnm.org. So you can go there, take a look, and see all those videos that Karen wants to show with you. Karen, thanks so much for coming on today.
Thank you, guys. And honestly, if you have any questions, just let me know. Reach
Awesome.
out to Will, reach out to me.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Karen. And I want to give a final shout out here to all of our wonderful sponsors for this event. Sponsors, of course, such as Honeywell. Thank you so much, Honeywell, for your sponsorship and your partnership for this event. Again, what we're doing would not be possible without them. To Fidelity Investments, thank you so much, Fidelity. Aztec Machinery Repair in Bloomfield, New Mexico. Air Force Research Laboratories, who's coming on next up at 1, says please stick around for AFRL at 1 p.m. To the Defense Threat Reduction Agency, Kirtland Air Force Base, Micronet Solutions, Sandia National Laboratories, and Presbyterian Hospitals. Please stay healthy and safe. We will see you here very shortly. Goodbye, everybody.